You don't pay tithe, you give tithe. It means that when you are giving your tithe, you are not obeying a law that if you don't do, you will be cursed. You are not obeying a law that if you don't keep, a devourer will kill you. You are not obeying a law that if you don't keep, you will go to hell. All of that has been handled. No devourer can destroy anything about me, because the authority to rebuke the devourer is no longer in heaven, it's with me. I'm not going to hell because I don't pay tithe, because tithe was not part of the contract of salvation. When I appear before the judgment seat, nobody will ask me about tithe. The question that will be asked is whether the life of God is in you, because the book that will be opened for salvation is the book of life. So why then do I give tithe? My tithe is an act of honor to God. Number two, why do I give my tithe? I give it as an act of worship, because I acknowledge God to be my source. Why do I give my tithe? Number three, I give my tithe as an act of consecration, because now I belong to God. So anything that is mine must be consecrated to God. The same way I give my time in serving God, because I now belong to God. For me, for instance, serving God in the house of God is not a choice. It is now what I do from the revelation that I belong to God now. So there's a portion of my time, there's a portion of my energy that is allocated to serving God. That's how my resources too are allocated to serve God, because I belong to God. And so I consecrate even my resources to God. There's a funny man from the east that woke up the other time and splashed a lot of money, and because he spent a lot of money to bury his mother, he felt he had become a mentor to the church and began to tell people how to go about life in the spirit. What he doesn't know is that all of us may have money, but our sources are different. And because our sources are different, the instructions we obey and the mysteries we follow are different. He may be making his money by a means we don't know, and he can splash it the way he wants. But that he has money does not mean he has the right to teach us how to make money. You can share 1 million for people, and the pastor is telling people to give. You are walking by two different rules, because you are in two different kingdoms. We have mysteries and instructions that give us an advantage in life, and we don't know what you serve. And whatever it is that you serve may be giving you an advantage by whatever means you are doing. There are people who are getting rich today by womanizing. There are people who are getting rich today by going to sleep in a coffin. They will not tell you that on Facebook. And that is why you cannot just open up your spirit to somebody who has no stand with God to come and counsel you. There are two things that makes us wealthy in this kingdom. Number one are the instructions of God, and number two are the mysteries of the kingdom. There is a force that is holding people down in poverty. Make no mistakes about it. You are not poor because you were born into a poor home.
Hello guys, welcome once again, and I'm so happy that you guys are here, and I'm grateful that we have this opportunity to be educated, to become more and more wiser. I know it's going to take some time for all of us to get the knowledge that we need, for all of us to really understand the Word of God and the Bible, and also our personal selves. It's a work in progress, but we are happy that we are making this slow but meaningful progress. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Thank you guys for the comments, and thank you guys for every single thing. We really appreciate it. So, like I said before, men of God are now changing their teachings. I don't know if they're changing it, or they just didn't want to teach what they are teaching. They just didn't want to teach before what they are teaching now. But nevertheless, I am grateful. You know, like I tell people, right? Evil prevails when good men said nothing. If good men did nothing, evil wins. But if good men saw something going wrong and put their feet on the ground and said no, evil lose all the time. That is it. So I'm happy that people like myself and other people on social media, like our Auntie Adome, who has championed this whole fight against men of God who are taking their members for a ride, who are deceiving the general public, who have seen how people are suffering but have no conscience on people, on them, who have decided that all that matters is them, the men of God, and not the people. they are now being brought to shame. They are now being brought to shame. Like most preachers who say, or like all of us will say, I think it's not something new. Everyone is kind of like on this same page that giving is good, giving is godly, giving is one of the best things you could possibly do. Helping others is a great thing. If you are in the position to help others, just help them. If you are in the position to do great things for other people, by all means, do it. Do it. If you saw someone struggling and you are in the position to help them, help them. Who are we if we do not help other people? What have we become if we saw someone struggling and we did not help them? So it's always a great thing to help those in need. But you must help them knowing the reasons for it. You must help them not just knowing the reasons, but the right reasons. And you must understand that giving should be done with no expectations in mind. That if you're expecting a reward from giving, then you are doing it with the wrong reasons. Your giving is with the wrong reasons. But if you are giving to people because you found out that they need something and you are in the position to help them, then I think that your giving will be as godly as anything. There is no such a thing as paying tithe. There is no such a thing as this transactional business between you and God. That if you give God 1 naira, God will give you 2 naira in return. And if you do not give God 1 naira, you won't get anything in return. There's nothing like that. Even though that is what many men of God have been preaching for a very long time now. And they have used this to line up their pocket. That is why they are super rich. Why? Majority of their members are super broke. Men of God have used this opportunity to garnish, to steal, to collect enough money from their members. They have used this to enrich themselves, while their members, most of them, can barely survive. Because if you ask yourself that with the current economic situation in Africa, and men of God are still insisting that their Christian pay tithes and also do offerings and also support church projects, you will ask yourself, where is their conscience? Where is the conscience of these men of God who are demanding that the Christians must follow these principles or they won't go to heaven? The Christians must follow these principles that has been put in place by the men of God, or they would not succeed in life. If men of God are now using all sorts of tricks in the dictionary to guilt their members into giving, are those men of God really of God? These are the questions that people like us, who are from the outside looking in, are asking. That if this whole transactional doctrine between Christians and God was something really profitable, wouldn't the Christians be successful by now, considering how long they have been giving, considering how much money the man of God have collected from them, the man of God has collected from them, and how successful the man of God has become? Don't you think that the Christians also ought to be successful if and only if the whole sowing seed in the house of the Lord was a reality? Wouldn't it? be like this. So, this all goes to tell you that what some of the men of God have been preaching is a doctrine that help them get ahead, that help them squeeze their followers from every single thing the followers have, that made them stand out and then help them collect everything from their members. That's exactly what some of these men of God have been preaching. And I'm happy that things are changing because people didn't just saw this and sat quietly. People saw this and thought to themselves that this was something worth fighting for. And so they started fighting for. And now men of God are beginning to change their doctrine. This is really, really great. So let's just hope that the bigger men of God who are from very popular churches also start changing their doctrine. Let's hope so. But you guys out there, after hearing what the man of God said, after hearing what he said categorically that nobody will get punished for not paying tithe, what is your take? Share that with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot and I shall forever be grateful to you. So, thank you very much. This is just that.